Hello friends and welcome back to my E3 coverage, the E3 coverage on Darryl Does, the wonderful and extremely professional YouTube channel Darryl Does. Today I'm going to be talking about Nintendo's E3 conference. That happened a few days ago. I've still got Ubisoft to do. I will get around to Ubisoft, I promised. It's just, the bigger boys came first and they had more important stuff to talk about, especially Nintendo. So I want to jump right into what Nintendo have presented with their Nintendo Direct for E3 and go through some of those things and what I think about Nintendo and what this press conference means for them now and in the future. So kicking off, well, it's not a press conference really, but kicking off their Direct, their Nintendo Direct, which they've seemed to have stuck with in the past few years, and it seems to work well. The first thing that came up was Damon X Machina. I don't know. It's a cel-shaded like robot thing, kind of armored core, Gundam style thing. I don't quite know what was going on with it. It looked like a sort of a third-person hack and slash, but with robots, and robots that were big, and then robots that were even bigger. I don't know. There's really not a lot to take away from that, apart from the fact that it ended really abruptly. I genuinely thought at some point the stream broke or something like that, because the trailer just cut midway through a guitar riff, midway through a fucking like action scene. It just cut. Weird. This year seems to be the E3 of weird cuts and weird presentation decisions. But yeah, there's really not a lot else to say about that. There wasn't a release date or anything. It looked kind of cool, but that was about as much as you can take away from that trailer. Coming after that was some Xenoblade 2 Chronicles DLC. Fuck off. I don't care. I can't care about Xenoblade stuff. That's the problem with a lot of these Nintendo Directs. They lean heavy into the Japanese audience, and that's not me, in case you couldn't tell. I am not Japanese, and I don't care about that kind of stuff as much. I'm sure I probably would give a shit if I delved into it a bit more, but I feel like this Xenoblade stuff, there's just Fire Emblem nonsense, which they brought up as well in this conference. There's a lot of things that I can't really get into. There's too much lore and too much backstory, and reading subtitles and Japanese, no, not for me. So yeah, gloss over Xenoblade 2, don't know what it means. After that, Reggie Fils-Aime, however you say his name, yeah, the bank manager of Nintendo Direct, of Nintendo, came out to talk about Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. Yeah, they were the two games that were announced a few weeks back, the Pokemon Yellow remasters. He came to talk more about the Pokeball Plus, the little Pokeball controller. You can use that to play the game entirely. So what it looks like is the center circular part of the Pokeball is an analog stick, and I'm assuming a button that you can press in. So you should be able to play the entire Pokemon game using that. You can also transfer Pokemon into the Pokeball, and I'm going to guess that you can walk with the Pokeball to train them in the same way you can do with Pokemon Go stuff, seeing as there is a link between the smartphone app and this game that's coming out. Apparently you can also transfer Pokemon you've caught in Pokemon Go to Pokemon Let's Go. I like that as well. I think there's a bit kind of fuck off Nintendo is, if you buy the Pokeball Plus, there's a Pokemon inside it out of the box, and that Pokemon is Mew, and you can't get Mew in the game. I think that's the only way you can get a Mew. That's a bit bullshitty. It's kind of like physical DLC. It's strange. Physical pay to win. Because you're paying for an object, yeah, but inside the object is something that will help you win in the game. And it's kind of a snake around that DLC loot box kind of pay to win thing that's been having a lot of controversy this year. And this is Nintendo's sneaky little way of getting around it. They already do it with the amiibos. These amiibos here, like, they're useful in game. I'm buying them for the artistry of them and the fact that I can have a Shovel Knight and a Mewtwo there, but they're also transferable into any game I've got. There's like a DLC inside of that for certain games. Same thing with this Pokeball Plus. It's a workaround. It's not a shitty practice, because I suppose you are getting a physical object that looks kind of cool. Probably going to buy it. But the fact that it's got a Mew in it makes me want to buy it even more when this game comes out. Yeah, I don't know about that. I feel a bit iffy with that. I always feel a bit iffy about those kind of things. But yeah, anyway, Pokemon Let's Go. It looks kind of cool as well. A Pokemon Yellow remaster, essentially. I have a feeling that what they're going to be doing with this game is kind of testing out some mechanics and testing out the way a Pokemon game on a core Pokemon game on Nintendo Switch will look for the full next title, the next generation of Pokemon that comes out next year, whatever that will look like. I feel like this is a testing ground for them. And I think it's a good idea. It's going to get people back into Pokemon ready for the big full launch. I also like that it's Pokemon Yellow because that means it's the original 151 Pokemon. That's a big thing for me because I don't really know any past the Gold and Silver era, really. I don't know any Pokemon past those original, 300, I suppose. So I'm glad that they've gone for the original 150. I'm dubious about whatever Pokemon's going to come next time because, you know, like I saw in the last generation of Pokemon, they had a Pokemon that was based on a set of keys on a keyring. And yeah, I have a feeling they might be running out of ideas there, but I digress. We will see in the long run how that will pan out. Next up, they showed Super Mario Party. So the Mario Party is coming back. It's coming to Switch. It's perfect. There was a little bit in the trailer as well where it looked like they had two switches laid down on a table lined up. You can draw between the switches to figure out a maze. I also think Super Mario Party is going to be a perfect fit for the Switch because of the kind of community that the Switch brings together. It is a more of a communal video game console, especially with the way the Joy-Cons break off the controller. It's quite flexible in how it becomes a 2-player, 3-player, 4-player, 5-player, whatever player kind of system. So I think Super Mario Party on this is going to be a great fun. It's going to be great fun for a lot of people. It's stupid, it's daft, it looks completely silly, and it's a perfect fit for Nintendo right now. It's kind of their thing at the minute. That's what they're doing, this kind of silliness combined with fun, not taking themselves too seriously, and that's what Super Mario Party is, and that's what it always will be. I'm looking forward to this. It'll be a great thing to play together with friends, and I have no doubt that it will pay off for Nintendo once again. Anything with Mario in the brand, you know, it just kills. Even Mario Tennis Aces, yeah, I can't, like, there's a Mario Tennis game, that's going to be sick. Anything with Mario in, it just sells unbelievably well. If there is a video game character there is no other video game character that is as synonymous across the world, even in places where video games aren't huge or aren't as propagated as they are here throughout the culture in less Western societies. Mario is undeniably recognizable, so this is going to do gangbusters for Nintendo, no doubt about that. Next thing they showed off was another Japanese thing that I don't really give a shit about. Fire Emblem Three Houses. Don't know what Fire Emblem is. I don't get it. It's coming out in spring 2017. No. Why would it be coming out in spring 2017? Fucking hell. Spring 2019. It's coming out in spring 2019. If you care about that nonsense, I don't, so I'm going to move on. Then they announced Fortnite. Yes, it was long rumoured and it is official now. Fortnite is out. It is available for the Nintendo Switch right now. They showed it at the Nintendo Direct, and then exactly like an hour later it was available in the US markets, and then eventually later on in the day in the UK. So yeah, that's on Switch now. It's fucking excellent. I have been playing it. One issue, my Epic Games account that is linked to my PS4 won't log in on Nintendo Switch because Sony are blocking it. The platform that it's activated on, it says, it comes up with a little error message, and it says the platform that it's activated on is not allowing me to log in on Nintendo Switch. So I have Fortnite on PS4. I've played it. If you're a fan of the channel, you know I've played it before. I'm a certain level. I've got certain items and stuff on that account, but I can't use them in the Nintendo Switch version because PlayStation is not allowing that crossplay. It's blocking it. So I had to make another Epic Games account to play Fortnite on Switch. And now I'm just running around with the bog standard like skin, and it doesn't feel like my Fortnite, even though I've got Fortnite on the PS4. And if it would have allowed me to, the items transfer over. Xbox and PC are having no problem transferring their accounts across. They're getting all their things across multiple accounts. Sony's blocking it. I don't know why. It's fucking bullshit. Sort it out. Again, I think it's what I alluded to in my E3 reactions for PlayStation. I think they're getting too cocky. They're getting too arrogant. They're doing things that they should not be doing, and it's just going to stain what a brilliant system so far the PS4 has been. Sony is doing this for what reason? I don't know. The only thing they're getting out of this is a backlash from fans, like myself and other more influential people that are pissed off with this decision. What the hell, Sony? Nintendo are doing a great thing here, porting as many games as they can from the more powerful systems, making those games work on the Switch, work well. Fortnite plays fucking great on the Switch. And yet, Sony is the only one that is not playing ball. It's not being part of the community. It's not being part of the gaming community. It doesn't have gamers' intentions at heart. It's weird. It doesn't make sense. Sort it the fuck out, Sean Layden. Sort it out, mate. Whew. Now I've got that off my chest. A couple of smaller games that they then announced for Nintendo Switch, or over on Nintendo. Did they do any 3DS stuff? I don't think they did. Overcooked 2, perfect. Again, it's that multiplayer communal thing. Overcooked is a perfect game on the multiplayer side of things. Play together with your friends and stuff. Overcooked 2, great on the Switch. Overcooked 1, sorry, was great on the Switch. Overcooked 2, I imagine, will be even better. It was a smash hit of a game. It's going to do well on Switch. Then they've got Killer Queen Black. Killer Queen is an arcade-style, side-scrolling arena battle kind of thing. It's been out on, I think it's been out on PC. I'm not sure if it's on PS4 and Xbox. But yeah, this is like another port over for Nintendo Switch. Another platformer coming over to Switch, also released as it was announced, is Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight, it's got a lot of rave reviews. A lot of people like that game. Good for the Switch. Very good. Again, it's pointing towards what Switch are doing, where they're just bringing as many games as possible over to their system to give you more and more reason to want to buy it, and it's working really well. And they proved that point even more, really, with what they did next, which was just a huge sizzle reel of a bunch of games that are coming to the Switch, either in the near future or a little bit further out. I wrote down the ones that matter most to me, like Octopath Traveler, Starlink, the Ubisoft one, Minecraft, Dragon Ball Vita Z. That's big. Dragon Ball Vita Z. Dragon Paul. Do you know Dragon Paul? He turns into a dragon. Fuck's sake. Dragon Ball Fighter Z coming to the Switch. Great idea. Love Dragon Ball. Love that move. Obviously, Crash Bandicoot's coming there as well. Ark Survival Evolved. They've confirmed that FIFA 19 is coming to the Switch, which means FIFA did well on the Switch, which is good. Dark Souls Remastered's coming over there. Wolfenstein 2, Mario Tennis. And that's just about 9 games that I saw as they were just flicking through them that I highlighted. There was probably double that amount that are coming to the Switch, and that look just as good, ones that I maybe don't recognise or I just missed. Basically, they're fucking slaying it right now, Nintendo are. They've got so much coming on both ends of the spectrum, both the high-end AAA stuff and the ports from bigger consoles, well, not bigger consoles, but more established console bases. Those ports are huge for the system. And then the indie stuff, they're not letting up on the indie stuff. I feel like Nintendo Switch is becoming the new Nintendo Vita. Brilliant. Hopefully it doesn't fail or flop like the Vita does, otherwise those first-party things go away. But then again, this is Nintendo. That's not going to go away. Mario, Zelda, Yoshi, Luigi, Kirby, they're not going away. They ain't going away at all, so that's something you can rest easy with, that it's not going to suffer the same fate as the PlayStation Vita did. And after they announced what really is quite a bit of information about what's coming to the Switch, they then spent the last 20 minutes of the conference dedicated to one game. One game that I suppose it kind of makes sense that they did spend so long on it, because you know how much fanfare and how much hype is around this game. They literally rounded out the conference just talking about Super Smash Bros. And it's the new Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, that it's going to be called. And they made a very, very big point, saying that every single character that's ever been in a Smash game ever is returning to be in this game. So that means characters like Snake are returning, Pichu, you've got the Pokemon trainer who can use 3 different Pokemon, Squirtle, Venusaur, and Charizard. How did I forget Charizard? There's 3 different kind of links in there. Yeah, they basically spent a big part of the direct just like introducing those characters and confirming that they all are returning, which is a good thing. There's also going to be 8-player battles rather than 4-player battles, so you can go up to quite a lot of players on the screen at once. The starting roster, this is interesting as well, the starting roster of the heroes you've got access to in Smash Bros, it starts off small, but they unlock in a streamlined fashion, unlocking to player tastes, so assuming your playstyle. So if you play as a certain character, like Pikachu or whatever, eventually other characters that will unlock that use similar kind of playstyles to Pikachu. So you can be playing as a character, and then your next unlock will be one that you're tempted to use, rather than one that you don't want to use, and they're just in a set order. I like that idea that the order that the heroes is unlocked is flexible and runs in accordance to your playstyle. Good move. Really smart move, that. I wish more fighting games did something like that. They also went through each of the characters. Well, I don't know if it was each of the characters. There was a lot of characters. I switched off at some point because I didn't want to know too much. But they went through a lot of the characters in minute detail, explaining how their movesets have changed, how their final smashes are different in some characters, what assist trophies pop up, different things about the game. It went very deep, very long into what Smash Bros is going to look like on the Switch. They also announced some new characters. Daisy is a new character, but she is what they're calling an echo character. So it's more of a... Daisy has the skill set and moveset of Princess Peach, but with the Daisy skin on it, so they haven't developed an entirely new moveset. They've also got, as a new character, a brand new character, a completely brand new moveset as well. They've got the Inkling from Splatoon, they've got the both boy and girl versions, and they've got a range of colours you can play as. They mentioned shit about assist trophies, like I said before. They went through a couple of assist trophies. They named what new stages there were, but don't care. Also, this is an interesting one as well. They're re-releasing the GameCube controller with the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate branding on it and an adapter that plugs into the Switch. So people that came up playing Smash Bros. On the GameCube and are used to the GameCube controller, a controller that is deemed as the more fitting one for this game, it is available and you can use it for the Switch. And I think you can also use GameCube controllers you've already got. All you have to do is buy the adapter. Great move. And yeah, they spent about 15-20 minutes going through all of that, and then at the end of that, they announced a brand new character, one that people seem to have been asking for quite a while. They announced Ridley from Metroid, the big bad dragon motherfucker. They had a nice little trailer for that character, destroying Mario and having a go at Samus. But yeah, it looks good. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, it looks good. Looks like something I am going to pick up. It looks like it's going to be big. I like that they've got all the characters in there, so there's no kind of fan backlash. Saying, oh, we missed this character, we want this character back. Nintendo understand how much certain characters mean to certain players, so they've just said, rather than gating those characters off, maybe dropping them in as DLC later on, only having a certain select few of the roster, they've just gone, fuck it, we'll give you exactly what you want. And that is amazing from Nintendo, and it sets an example, and it sets a precedence for what other video game companies should be doing right now, other video game console manufacturers should be doing right now. PlayStation, put your fans first, you fucks. So Super Smash Bros. Comes out on December 2nd, 2018, so this year, another fucking game for this year. A killer year for games yet again. And that's about it. That's Nintendo's E3, Nintendo Direct in a nutshell, basically. I mean, it was short. The runtime was about 30-40 minutes. They spent a lot of that on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I thought it was a choice that made sense, but one that, don't know, it kind of ate up a lot of the conference, and I it ate up a lot of the Direct, and I lost I stopped paying attention at some points, because I just thought, okay, it's more Smash Bros. Information. You know, I feel like there's a line, there's like too much information, and there's like enough information to tease you. I feel like with Bethesda, what they did with Fallout 76 was give you enough information to tease you, in a quite a lengthy period, but not too much. I feel like Super Smash Bros. Has given us a bit too much now, especially going in depth with all the characters. I don't think that was necessary, especially the amount they did. Maybe pick 5 characters to show off. Don't go through over... I bet it was about 15-20 characters they went through. I don't think that was necessary. I don't think that was needed. I think that took away time from the other games that are coming, like Mario Party and Pokemon Let's Go. But I suppose because they announced Pokemon Let's Go beforehand, I feel like they revealed a lot of stuff beforehand so they could spend more time on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And to be fair, it is going to be their biggest hit of the year, without a doubt. That is the one that's going to move the most units. That is the one that's going to have the most impact on the Switch this year, I'd assume. So yeah, fair play to them. I think overall, where does Nintendo sit against all the conferences? Where does it stack up? I think it's a third place one for me, personally. I mean, I like Super Smash Bros., don't get me wrong, but I'm not overly hyped about it at all. I will pick it up, but I'm not Nintendo fanboy kind of like hype with it, you know? I'm only just getting it back into the Nintendo ecosystem. I've been out of it a while, so I don't really care about these games as much. But yeah, it's piqued my interest. I'd say it comes in at a third. I'd say so far my running order is I think Xbox have got it so far. They're at the top. I think I go PlayStation next. Then Nintendo, then Bethesda. I think Nintendo and Bethesda can be interchangeable at this point. They were both very good. And then EA and Square can fuck off. They didn't really exist at this E3, did they? Nah, they're a bit shit, weren't they? Yeah, they're a bit shit. So yeah, there we go. My reactions to Nintendo's Direct for E3. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. I have one more video coming up for my E3 content this year. It will be Ubisoft, saving the best till last. Oh, the worst till last, huh? We'll find out. So yeah, that's coming tomorrow, so please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of that content that's coming up, and the future content that's coming up. I've got some things in the works that might be a little bit exciting. So, until then, my friends, until next time,